Today I am at Oaktree Motorhomes here in Nottingham, and I'm going to go behind the scenes and see how they sell motorhomes. That's right, I'm following the salesman around, seeing what they do, how they do it, and might even try and sell a motorhome myself. So let's crack on and sell these motorhomes. What could go wrong? Good morning. Look. I'm in the Oaktree gear. I'm just making my way over to the office now. I'm that committed. I slept here last night. That committed. Right. I am just making my way over to the office now. Don't know what the next 2 days are going to have in store. I'm Salesman. But I think it's going to be a good insight to behind the scenes of what the salesmen actually do and how they do it, and what it involves, and how, I mean, I'm already thinking, it's not easy, and I ain't even done anything yet. Right, just had a little meeting with a couple of the salesmen and Brad, running me through things, pointers really, on how to do things and this, that and the other. So I'm just going to come out now, have a little wander around. They were telling me, like, obviously the idea of selling is selling, but doesn't just stop there. You've got to make sure, this is, my shop front, this is their shop front. So I've got to make sure it all looks right. So there's no, none of the, so you've got the price in there, you've got the details there and the warranty there, all the stickers. You've got to make sure that none of them are falling down, that they all look good. And then, now I don't know, I want to get a bit of a feel for the stock as well. Now I'm here more times than you can shake a stick at usually, so I know my way around and I know where bits and bobs are. But if someone comes in and says, oh, I'm looking for an end bed, I don't know where the end beds are and all this and that. So I want to have a little walk around now and just have a little look. But then also, if there's any that I see, because they were saying about making sure the chairs are turned round inside the motorhome. So like here, for instance, making sure both chairs are turned round, so when you do go in, you're welcome to a nice open play, open feel. I can come around and have a look at what we've got on the pitch, and if there's any that I see, oh, someone's been in here with muddy boots or anything, then I can go get one of the valeters to come over, give it a bit of a once over and say, can you have a quick look at that one, because someone's been in with some muddy boots, because that does happen, because all the vehicles are open, so people are free to roam and have a little look around. This is why I say come down to forecourts like Oaktree and to shows like the Warner shows and the NEC, to get in and amongst these vehicles and have a good feel for it, see how it's going to be, how is it going to suit you, each layout. I've just wandered over and there's this vehicle, and the driver's chair is not spun round. So I'm going to jump in, and there might be a reason why it's not spun round, whether it can or it can't. I assume that can't, because there's a seat there. So that makes sense. I'm really looking forward to taking one of these panel vans out. A lot of my friends have got panel vans, and they love them. But I've never been in one like for longer than just hanging out. So it'll be quite interesting to take one out. But that will be coming up later on. At the moment, trying to shift a few. Now, a lot of you saw this on the previous video when it was about preparation. So this is the salesman's job, to line them up on the pitch and to make sure they're all nice and presented well, because like I say, this is the shop front. So it's all about getting them in line with another guy and making sure they look perfect, ready for people to come and go, oh, that one looks nice, I'll have a little look around that one. Now, I was here a few weeks ago at UKCC and I told you there was going to be a life-changing competition, and today is the day. You can win both of these, the VW Crafter Camper and the Lamborghini Urus, for just 99p, or a cash alternative of £200,000. Whichever option you're thinking of choosing, let's have a look at both of these, shall we? This is a 4-litre V8 twin turbo with over 500 brake horsepower. I mean, come on, look at this. Now that's the Lamborghini. Let's have a look at the camper. This is a very compact camper, but it sleeps 4
4. We'll show you the bedroom at the back in a moment, but you have got a double bed up the top in the pop top, which is brilliant for the kids. We've got a beautiful kitchen with a 2-burner gas hob. You've got a fridge on the front. You've got this lovely toilet shower, perfect for being on the road, doing those trips away. And then we spin right round and we have got this beautiful double bed. I did say this was going to be life-changing, didn't I? This will make your Christmas. This will make your year, whether you choose this, or the £200,000 cash alternative for just 99p. Click the link in the description and good luck.
So I was just talking to a few of them and asking if there is any rhyme or reason to where the vehicles are, and you know, are there certain vehicles here, certain vehicles there. Now you've got your panel vans, they all stay together, then you've got your more panel vans at the front and your pop tops, but the rest is pretty much a free-for-all because they're constantly being moved around here, there and everywhere. So they're, you know, it's not like you, I mean, you could try and keep them all together, but then how do you categorize them? So that was a bit that I was kind of worried about, not knowing, like, if someone comes in and says, well, I want an end bed, where are the end beds? So I'll be like, well, there's one there, there's one over there, and there's one over there. But it's because, you know, some people take them for a test drive, so they're having work done to them. You know, they've got a little bit dirty, you know, a bird's decided to use it as its area, so then they take it off, they go wash it, Brian gets it for a wash again, and then by the time it comes back, something's taken its place. So there's not an easy way of keeping them all together, and it's, you know, it does make it's a bit like a supermarket really. Things that are constantly moving make you have a little rummage around and have a look, and that is how you then probably find a different layout to then go, oh, that layout isn't too bad. If there is specific ones they want, then we can go inside and they've got it all on the computer on the database, and then we can come out with a couple of number plates and go, right, XYZ, XYZ2, XYZ3, they're all the ones that you're looking, kind of layout that you're looking for. So then we can go from there. Of course, salesman job is to sell, but this is something I'm learning, and I know, you know, I've been around Oaktree long enough, and I know what they do, and I know how they do things. So their approach to selling is very relaxed. They're not like, you know, people come straight on and they're on them straight away, because there's you know, people don't like that. Say the word salesman has got its image. People have an image of a salesman, and then it's never been a great image. So people have their preconceptions about, you know, that, and that's fair enough, because there is, like we say, there's that stereotypical salesman that is on you as soon as you get to wherever you are, be it you know, Curry's for a TV or a forecourt for a motorhome or for a car. That is, you know, the given, you know, the stereotype. So Oaktree's approach is very relaxed, very, very relaxed. So, you know, they see people on the forecourt, they'll walk past, they'll say, if you need any help, just, you know, come and shout. More than happy to help you, but feel free to just roam around, because all the vans are unlocked. All of these are unlocked for people just to roam around at their leisure, at their own pace, and have a browse. And then when help is needed, that's when they're on hand. So it's the case of not interrupting and not pestering them. It's just waiting for them to, you know, be able to come to you and say, right, we need some help. I think ultimately the customer likes that, because, you know, they're not being bombarded with like, hey, come look at this motorhome. What are you on the market for? Let me find it. Let me sell it to you right now. That isn't the way they do it here. You know, there's been a few today that have been looking around, and, you know, they get in amongst the van, and this is what I really advocate of people, you know, coming to do this, getting in and seeing what, you know, how one's going to really work for them. I'm learning that everyone relies on everyone. So you've got, you know, you've got the people that you've got the salesman that are, you know, then approached, and then the customer will say, well, can we do this, and has this got this, and can this be changed because they want to do this? And then they go off and, you know, they go and talk to the technicians and the mechanics, and then they're asking questions, and then sometimes they come over and then they're answering the questions of whether things can be done or not. They don't just say yes, it can be done, because they want to double check. We just had one lady in talking about it's a panel van, and she's asking about the sliding door. Can there be a stop halfway? So she hasn't got to slide the door the whole way open, because she doesn't need it the whole way open. Now, it's a relatively easy thing, but you know, Jason didn't want to just say, yep, no problem, can be done. He'd rather check and make sure they've got it, you know, informed, accurate. I can never say that word. Accurate. I can't say that word. Exact information for the customer to then make a decision. So then they go, yep, it can work, or no, it can't. We have to figure another way out. And then they're not pressured into a sale and told wrong information for a sale. You've then got the office staff where, you know, they all come into their own of, you know, you've got people like, so you've got the customer that says, oh, I've got a caravan, can I trade that in? So now they need to go to a few people in the office and say, right, what can we offer on the caravan? And then today we've had they want to trade in another motorhome, and a customer wants to trade in a motorhome and their car, because they're going to get rid of their car, their motorhome, and then go down to a panel van. They're then having to look at if they can take the car, and then what prices. Now this is where it gets, you know, it gets mucky with money all the time. Money's a sticky issue, isn't it? They've seen on Auto Trader that there's a motorhome similar to theirs, similar age, similar mileage, similar condition, and it's selling for £40,000. So then they want £40,000 for it, which in an ideal world, yeah, but that's selling private. Oaktree have got to take in that motorhome, and they've got to go through all the prep, like I showed you previously. They've got to hold it, they've got to pay employees, they've got to pay staff, they've got to pay this, they've got to pay that. They've got premises, you know. Where I'm standing right now, there's rent on this place, so I'm not justifying it. I'm just laying out pure facts. There is costs, and they could be stuck holding that motorhome for anywhere between, well, from a day to anywhere infinity, really. They might be with them for a year. It could be with them for 6 months, 3 months. You don't know how the market's going to go for that type of motorhome. So there has to be a lower price for them to be able to do it. Otherwise, none of this exists. So it is a lot of learning, you know, because it's not just come buy a motorhome and then it's wham bam done, you know. It's not that at all. There's a lot of, you know, going backwards and forwards, finding a price on this caravan or finding a price on their motorhome or their car, and then coming back and then saying, right, well, we can do this, we can do that. Do you want any extras? And then when they want extras, there might be a bit of wiggle room on the extras, because, you know, there's just so many moving parts to selling a motorhome, which I didn't really take into account, and I didn't consider, to be fair. And I don't know if you have, and I'd love to know if you knew this, if you didn't know this, or yeah, I'd love to know, have you been a salesman of any kind, and what are the things that most people assume and take for granted, but you deal with on a daily, or you used to deal with on a daily? Please do drop it in the comments below, because this is quite an eye-opener for me, to be fair. So we've got a few people in at the moment where they've brought their Ford camper in, which is a conversion, and they're looking to go up a bit, so they've got more space. They've got a made bed, and then they can stand up in it. So because they want to do more European travel, we just had a look around the camper. It looks really good condition. Paintwork's all good. Just checking any problems. You know, just a nice little walk around with the customer, seeing what's what, and you know where they're at and what they're thinking, basically. So now it's just a case of come back to the computer, have a look at the market, see what the market is offering for that camper, then going back to the customer and saying this is the offer that we can make, and then see if that works for them, and then try and, you know, see where they're at, and then make it, you know, literally work for them, because that is it at the end of the day. It has to work for them, otherwise there's no point of it, really. This is the vehicle they're looking at, which I mean, it's a great panel van, and it will offer so much more room and spec for them. They've just given a loose price, and they're going to go take some details. Now this is where, you know, the back and forth happens, and it's just quite a laid back conversation of, you know, do you want to part exit, or do you want to, you know, sell it yourself? And there's got to be a compromise, and there's got to be a meet in the middle. You know, obviously, you know, a business needs to make money, and obviously the customer has to be happy. So that is where, you know, the meet in the middle and the compromise has to be figured out. So they're just in the office now. They're going to exchange some details, and then they're going to dig into the price a little bit more, see what they can offer, if they can offer some more, and then go from there, and then see what happens. So yeah, all good. Right, there's been plenty of things going on, plenty of people coming in looking at trading their vehicles in, and then upgrading and changing models. Some people want to go up in space because they started something smaller, and then other people want to go down in space because they don't need it anymore, or, you know, they're not traveling as much, or just their circumstances have changed, which is, you know, it's a good thing to see how they're doing it. But it really is the relaxed atmosphere that, you know, they've got going on here. I started this, you know, kind of filming this and thinking, oh, it's going to be, you know, the sale. I've got to try and sell, and I can't sell anything. So I was a bit worried about that. But it's not like, in my mind, I don't know why, because I know how they are here. It's not like if you've ever seen that movie like Wolf of Wall Street, when they make a sale, they ring the bell and they're like, "Rah, we made a sale."
That's what I want you to do. You be ferocious. You be relentless. You be telephone terrorist.
It's nothing like that. There is no stress, there's no pressure, there's no urgency. Of course, it is a business. There is a lot of employees, there's ground rent, there's bills, there's this, that and the other. So things have to function, have to flow, have to work. So business does have to happen, but there is no urgency here, and there is no pressure. And it's quite weird that I'm talking about this and on the radio Under Pressure's playing. Ironic. But it really is so different from what I think I was going to be doing. I'm quite pleased the way it's turned out, because I've got to just go behind the scenes and film them, what's going on here, there and everywhere. You know, people are coming in, they want to talk about their vehicle being Part X, they want to look at getting how much they can get for it to then go towards the next one. And it's just basically, you know, come in, have a look around, feel free to go in the vans, have a cup of tea, a hot chocolate, especially now it's getting a bit chilly, and then have a conversation. And that is pretty much all it is. It's a conversation. You know, the actual deal part, there's not really much to film, because it's all very personal to that individual person and that individual deal. So it's just the back end of how they get to that point, and then it's also making the customer happy in the sense of, you know, talking to the technicians, talking to the mechanics, can this be done, can that be done? And yeah, it's really good little insight behind the scenes of motorhomes being sold at Oaktree. Well, I don't know about you, but that's been quite an eye-opener for me. I thought I was going to, you know, try and come in and sell and all this and that, but to be fair, it was so much more than that, and it's great to be able to follow the salesman around and see how they've done things. And again, I think you will agree, it's a really calm, relaxed attitude to buying and selling motorhomes that Oaktree have got. And it's no surprise really, I know their approach to pretty much everything, how they do it, and this is no different. They've been a very successful company for almost 30 years, and they're going to continue way into the future because they have got a recipe for success, and it's what people want, and they like that. They don't like being pestered and pressured. That's what, you know, that is where the bad image of salesmen comes from, being pestered and pressured into things that they're not quite ready to do. That's why Oaktree flip that on its head, take it the other way, and let you roam around in all the motorhomes, find the one that speaks to you the most, and then you come into the office, ask for a bit of help, ask for a bit of information, sit down, cup of tea, coffee or a hot chocolate and some biscuits, and come to an arrangement that you're both happy with, and then you end up walking away with your dream motorhome or campervan. I mean, it's brilliant, right? It's brilliant. It couldn't work a better way, could it? Now, if you've got any questions about how the motorhome business works, how they do this, how they do that, or anything to do with motorhomes or selling yours, buying one, drop it in the comments below, because I'm more than happy to have a sit down with Rob with a load of questions. He's more than happy to answer them. I can go and talk to any of the staff on site. So if you've got any questions for the motorhome or campervan world that you want to know, then please do drop it in the comments below and I'll make a video about it. And yeah, the guys here are absolutely brilliant. So hope you've enjoyed this video and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.